In our series, we here are Alexander's Aesthetics. Tiffany is in her backyard and is spotting flies. It's nice.
Yeah. Forget about the bugs.
Yes. Today's webinar is about reopening, which hopefully in the foreseeable future, majority of us will be able to get back to some sort of business. So in this webinar, Tiffany is going to be talking about some reopening plans and also stress skin. But before we get started and I pass it over to her, we just wanted to welcome you. We are Alexander's Aesthetics. Like I said, I'm in Colorado. Tiffany is in our California office. We are a wholesale distributor of skincare supplies, and we're a family-run business. So welcome and thank you for joining us. On your control panel, you'll see that there is a questions box. If you guys can go in and just type in where you're calling in from, it would be great. We always love to see where people are calling in from. Also, you're going to be using that question box to ask questions. Feel free to ask questions throughout the presentation, as we have time at the end to address questions. We would love to hear from everyone, how everyone's doing, and you know, kind of open it up to a Q&A. We also have a representative here, Amy Roberts from Colorado too, so we have both Colorado and California here on the phone, so we can kind of address both. So Tiff and Amy, we've got people from, oh, look at that, Longmont, Colorado, where Amy is. Hi, Mickey. We've got San Luis Obispo, Sonora. Hi, Melissa. Zoe from Idaho. Zoe from Colorado. Stephanie from Colorado. We've got Michelle from Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Oregon. We've got a lot. Ventura, Santa Rosa, lots of California people, which is
Santa Rosa.
Great to see everyone from California, Colorado, and all over the country. So welcome everyone. I'm going to drop off, pass it over to Tiffany, and we'll come back on at the end. All right.
Show my screen. There you go, guys. You guys can see that? Cool. All right. So if you're having any challenges during any of this, just go ahead and pop into your chat box there, and Wendy can help you out. We will do all of the questions at the end because I get super distracted. And since I'm sitting outside, you might see me get distracted by bugs because I don't like bugs very much. You also may see my bunny. Oh, there he is back there. He might be hopping around. So he does belong to me. He belongs in the yard. So yeah, I decided to sit outside again today because it's just so beautiful. And California, unfortunately, announced yesterday that we get to do this again until June. So I will be here. All right. So here's where we're at, right? This webinar we put together in hopes to help produce some thought process, right? To help you kind of figure out how to reopen, the things that we're going to need to work on with our clients, which again, let's be realistic on that. It's going to be stress skin. No matter what kind of clients that you're used to working on, or if you've been seeing them for years, you know their skin so well, they're normally not stressed out. They'll probably be stressed out. Their skin's going to be a little bit different, right? So, and we're right now, just so we're all aware too, we're all looking for help and information. We will at the end have some other great articles that we've all read throughout the office. Dermoscope, Associated Skincare Professionals, Skin Inc., all of those. iSpa has an amazing, I think we're going to try to throw that link up at the end here, Wendy will, that has a great checklist that you can plug in your new protocols and stuff like that. So thankfully, our industry, I have to say, I've been really excited about the fact that we're all, we're all pretty much on the same page with all of this and trying to reopen and how we're going to do that efficiently. Stress. Oh, stress, guys. We all know that stress is one of the root causes of all the evil in our skin, right? When we're stressed, the body's absorption of nutrients starts to slow or not absorb, and that's going to clearly affect the appearance of your skin. Lack of sleep, excessive eating and drinking, which, you know, a lot of us might be doing, and that's fine, no judge. But it's going to affect how your skin looks, right? Our lack of basic tasks. I was thinking of this the other day. My hips hurt. My hips always hurt, but they hurt more because I'm not up and down and moving around my office for the extra 8 to 10, 12 hours that I normally do. I'm sitting more. I'm sitting in front of a computer, which is not normal for my physical body. So there are different aches and challenges right now as well, right? So those kinds of small movements that we're used to making to keep the blood flow, your clients aren't doing that either, right? So the effects of the current climate are, again, going to affect mind, body, and sleep, everything else. So we also know that less blood flow, a less ability for the toxins to be removed and all of that, you're also going to help, you're not helping, sorry. Stress can also create transepidermal water loss, right? So, which we all know is lack of water in the skin, which when there's lack of water in the skin, that creates glycation, right? That glycation, when your skin is no longer bouncy and fluffy and it starts to collapse in on itself. And then we get those really fun, extra kind of crisscross, deeper lines and wrinkles. You'll probably find that some of your clients may come back with those that they didn't have previous. So we also want to find the root cause of your client's stress, right? Because it's going to be different for everyone. It could be because they lost their job. It could be because they're overworking themselves because they have access all of the time at home to work all day. My sister-in-law was saying, I've been working, 60 hours a week because I'm at home. I got nothing else to do. But now you're overworking yourself. So there's still that balance that you need to find. But again, we need to find the root cause of the stress. So maybe your client's overworking. Maybe they got sick. Maybe a family member got sick. Maybe a friend got sick. Maybe they got sick, right? So trying to figure out what exactly is stressing them out. Because again, it's going to be a little bit different for everyone. Maybe they just aren't getting any personal space and that's stressing them out, right? If you are having to homeschool your kids and they're younger and then you have to entertain them all day, you have to cook 3 meals a day, all of those kinds of things, that can be a little bit more stressful than just the not being able to go to work situation. So you want to figure out what that root cause is, right? So again, it will, of course, we're going to see it because it's going to manifest in the skin. So how are we going to address this? Now, again, even if you're not able to go into your office right now full force, a lot of areas are starting to slowly open up, which is great, but we need to, again, things are going to have to be a little bit different. And maybe you're more on the medical side, or I'm more in my world, in my office, I'm very treatment focused and results oriented, which I know we all are, but I kind of took out the massage and some of that extra fluff that I don't necessarily enjoy doing, to be honest, and it hurts my hands. But some of those things I'm going to work on adding back in, and I've created different protocols so that way my clients are getting that de-stress. So your treatments, your new in-room treatments, you want to create a relaxing space still, which I'm sure we all already have, and we're good at that part. Obviously clean, which we already are really good at that part too, right? I hope. But start creating a checklist of some of those changes to some of those treatments that you want to make. Maybe you're going to add a little more massage. Maybe you're going to add an arm treatment. Maybe you're going to add hand treatments. If you are okay touching feet, maybe you can add a foot treatment, again, depending on your state and what you're allowed to do. Maybe you can add a scalp treatment in there. I actually just learned of a cool one yesterday from CA Batana. So we'll actually be talking about that on Thursday. So it's those kinds of small things that you want to add into your treatment session. Maybe it's just a pretty salt lamp kind of thing, or a different scent, something like that, right? So creating a relaxing spa environment. creating home care, right? So home care is going to, again, be a little more not aggressive. You're going to probably taper down some of the things that we normally are addressing for home care, right? Maybe we're not doing all 5 steps. Maybe you're going to take the vitamin A out for a minute and add a different kind of exfoliant in, right? To maybe for that client to help rebalance the skin. You want to have a few in-room treatment protocols, obviously depending on your client's skin type, and a few new home care suggestions for people. People might be starting to get a little tired of the cleanser that they've always been using, because if you're going to be giving them home care treatments, if they can't come into the office yet, you may want to switch small things like that out, just again, to change what your clients are using and think outside of the box a little bit. In the handout section, just so you guys know, we do have a couple of protocols for home care and in-room treatments that I made for you, just to kind of, again, start you out a little bit. Also, our self-care, right, which we're going to talk more about, and a healthy diet, right? Your clients, again, if they're at home and they have access to all of the chips and the dip, which I got to be honest, I am a Ruffles and onion dip fan. We have plenty. If your clients are not eating to the best of their ability, maybe, throw some suggestions out there for them. So we're going to go through a little bit of how to prepare your workspace, how to prepare yourself, because again, we need to remember we need to take care of us too, and we need to be ready. How to prepare your clients, right? We're going to talk about virtual consultations, the protocols for home care as well. So I have one in this slide, but again, there's a few that I created for you to work off of. So let's prepare. You need to deep clean your workspace, right? I know we're all good at this. I'm going to just go on the assumption we're all really good at this. When we're deep cleaning, that really means like pull all of the furniture away from the walls, wipe down everything, wipe down all of the bottles, containers that you're using, re-clean, even if you left your office clean, which again, I have faith that we all did. Even if you left it clean, take all of your implements out of your containers and your clean containers, clean the containers out, disinfect the containers, disinfect everything in the container. When you're preparing, I mean, top to bottom. So me being me, like I'll vacuum the ceiling and all of the fans out, and I'll wipe down the walls because my office gets really dusty. But it's all of those things, right? Make sure that all of your containers are closed and clean and wiped down. You really want to make sure that you're starting out with a very clean, and get rid of anything that you may not need. Maybe you need to get rid of a rug that is in your room and just replace it with towels so that your client can stand on the towel before they get into your bed, things like that. Anything that can not just hold any extra dirt, debris throughout the day, maybe just minimize also what you have in your space. So we want to prepare, right? So again, I'm a checklist person, guys. So you're going to hear me say this pretty much about everything. Make a new checklist. Make a new checklist that you have printed out. I'd either make multiple, maybe not print out. I'm a printout person. I still like paper and pen, but which I'd actually done prior to leaving so that I can always mark down when my costs and stuff is being changed. But have that marked down so that you can go through that checklist every day and mark off, yep, I've done X, Y, Z, A, B, C, F, and J, right? So all of those things, we want to make sure that we are changing our routine a little bit, right? Virtual consultations, new procedures, email, and self-care. Okay, so we're going to get into the fun of all of those things, right? So also remember floors, counters, door handles. I think we forget about door handles sometimes. You want to create an easy access to hand sanitizer for your clients. We all know what I'm about to bring up is the invisible glove that we finally have in stock. It's very exciting. I've sold probably about 50 of them already to my clients. But you want to make it easy access, right? So you want them to be able to walk in, there it is. Make a pretty sign that says sanitation station or something like that, right? Because Again, we still want our clients to walk in and not feel like they should be wearing a helmet and a covered suit that protects them from life, right? So we still want to create that welcoming atmosphere. So make a cute little sign that's, clean area here, obvious and simple to use, right? So we really want to make sure we deep clean. If you're not a deep cleaner, hire someone that's good at that, doesn't matter. But we really want to make sure that we start out with everything nice and clean. Virtual consultations. Now, when we're talking about virtual consultations, this could be phone, text, FaceTime, Zoom, email, however, if you need to make a, write in the sky, however you need to create that connection with your client. And you do want to have, I really do think that it's about them being able to see you if you can make that possible. They miss your face. They miss your face so much, right? I have clients texting me like, I miss your face. So there's a fun little video app that I've been using that I've been sending fun, like, hey, this is what I've done today videos, or hey, this is the cool new thing I have, or this is the new recipe that I made today, right? And I'm sending them individually to my clients. So prepare your clients before they're coming in, right? So you want to try to do the skin consultation before their coming appointments that they've made. One, because you want to be prepared. You want to make sure that you already have the protocol ready for that particular person. I'm a paper pen, so I write things down. So I generally already write down what I'm thinking of the protocol I want to do before my clients come in. So if you do that virtual consultation, that's going to really help make sure that all of your implements are already out and you're not having to search for things throughout your service. Sending them product to get their skin prepared. So if they haven't been able to keep up, or they're finally now running out of their product that they've normally been using, or if you want them to prep their skin for something particular before they come in, you want to make sure that they already have that product and they're ready to go. Let them know about new products. The email that I sent out about our invisible glove and our hand cream, I immediately got way more responses than I thought that I was going to. I don't know why I didn't think I was going to get a ton about hand sanitizer, and again, all of my clients are like, what else can I buy? Because I'd love to support you still. And so it's been great. But again, we want to make sure that they're prepared for any new products that are coming in too, or new treatment that you might want to try on them. Again, that's still going to fall into that stressed skin situation. Because again, we need to re-prep. You're going to be basically seeing clients all for the first time again. And I personally will be doing a consultation. It doesn't matter how long I've been seeing all of my clients. I'm going to do a new consultation every time, the first time I see everyone again. Granted, we go through it every time people come in, but I will have them start over, sign a new one. The other thing is your clients are generally used to their therapy sessions with you, right? How many of your clients are like, I should pay you more because you're like my therapist? And I always make the joke, like, I got my master's in psychology, right, for a reason, and I've never used it, but technically I've used it every day that I've gone to work. Just sit and listen to them. Maybe they haven't had any personal space. Their kids are driving them crazy. Their partner's driving them nuts. Maybe they're by themselves. Maybe they don't get to talk to people all day. So you might just want to sit and listen. You can also pick out things that you can help specifically for them if you're listening to just what's going on with them, right? If they're not sleeping as well, if they have allergies, it is allergy season, so you're still going to be dealing with those regular types of challenges that we have to face when our clients are coming in. So just listen. You got to know what's happening with them, right? And it's not that they don't want to know what's going on with you, they do, but you want to listen to what they're going through, right? This is when you can really get prepared to help them. So again, even if they're not able to come in the moment you open, you can still create a great protocol for them, again, even with just home care. New procedures email. These are the things that I gotta be honest with you, so bad at. I'm so bad at all of that kind of stuff. Well, anyone that knows me, I'm not a social media human. I'm not a like email, this is how I'm doing kind of person. So the fact that I've had to do these has been hard for me. So again, there's a lot of really great other protocols that people have written out there in our industry that we're all sharing together, right? Which is great. You want to send a new procedures email to your client because, again, you want them to be prepared. Maybe you don't want people just walking in at their appointment time. Maybe you want to open the door and be waiting for them so they can walk in, not have to touch anything and walk straight into your office or into your treatment room, stop at the sanitizing station before they walk in, or X, Y, and Z. So you want to look at how you want to think about how you want that to look. And then you need to portray that to your clients. I was having this conversation actually with a friend of mine who owns a workout studio. And I said, you know, it's not just about who, honestly, her workout studio is cleaner than every other place I think I've ever been in my life. I said, it's not just about you cleaning. It's about making sure that your clients are doing what they're supposed to as well. And this is something that I've actually talked about previous, because even for treatments, if they're not doing what they're supposed to at home, that's not going to help you help them. So we do need to expect things from them as well. So we want to make sure they know what we expect out of them when they're walking into our office, right? So we want to prepare them for it. So email it, text it, again, however if you want to write them a personal letter, it doesn't matter how you get it to them, but make sure that you have a new procedure, protocol, checklist, and your clients know what it is. And to be honest, most clients truly appreciate the transparency of how you clean, what you use, how that works. And they might have suggestions, or, I mean, some people might have comments and ideas, which is fine. But again, it might be nice for them to give them a peace of mind, right? You also want to follow your state guidelines. Now, if you don't think your state guidelines are hefty enough, add things to it if you find it necessary, right? If you don't think that your state is going to be hard enough on how clean you're supposed to be, then you step up your own game. You're allowed to do that, right? So we need to be in the disinfection order of cleanliness. If you want to jump up into sterilization, I say go for it, right? So don't think that you only have to do what you're being guided to do, but if you need to do more, I would. Include something fun and lighthearted, right? So talk about something great. Like I have been telling all of my clients that all the webinars I've been doing, and I've gotten to sit outside and do them and things like that, right? It's more enjoyable, right? Small things. You decided you were going to redo or reorganize all of your furniture, or you two got to spring clean and it was really great for you, whatever the case may be, right? So add something that's fun in there. Highlight any new treatments that you might be bringing in. Granted, again, when we're talking about stressed skin, that very first treatment, we're going to keep it a little more basic. We're going to be forward focused on more relaxing for all of your clients either way, because honestly, think about it, once they're relaxed, their skin's going to look so much better anyway. But highlight anything new that you might be bringing in that could be exciting for them. Include any information that you think is valuable. Any and everything is great. People want to hear anything from you, to be honest. I just got a lot of, my clients are kind of constantly emailing, hey, how you holding up? Is there anything I can do for you? Or I need product, and I enjoy dropping it off. In my email that I sent, I said something along the lines of, I'm available for drop off if that's comfortable for you. My husband and dogs enjoy the ride too. So, it's small stuff. And so of course, all of my clients are like, I want to see the dogs, because everyone that knows me knows that I like animals. So it's small stuff like that, right? So anything that you want to share with them, share it. They want to know what's going on with you. Self-care. Let's not forget this part. This, again, we are so bad at. I was having this conversation with my girlfriend who is a hairstylist, and I was like, don't forget to take care of you, because she was saying how she was, her husband unfortunately still has to go to work every day. And she's like, I don't want him to come home and be like, what'd you do? So she's been trying to make sure she does something every day. And I was like, don't forget you're allowed to relax, right? Like we're allowed to take a break. So some of the things that help me kind of take a deep breath is I get to the office at least 45 minutes prior to my first client. I like to get the office warm because my office is generally freezing. I like to either warm it up, cool it down, whatever. Temperature control is what I start with, right? I do have a little dance party because I like to have a little dance party by myself because it gets me warmed up. I play the music that I want to listen to because spa music sometimes just bores me to tears. And it's been the same music for so many years. So I have my own little dance party, right? I get myself ready. I listen to something good. I like it. And while I'm doing my dance party, I'm cleaning everything in my office, right? It makes it go fast. It's fun. So that's what I do. I like to sleep. I'm a big sleeper. So I go to bed early, right? You want to get enough sleep. You want to be prepared. Your body physically needs to be prepared for this. Drink enough water. You want to make sure that you're eating enough good, healthy snacks. Remember that if you haven't been at work, by the time I get to go back into my office, it'll be like 2.5 months. It's a very long time for me to not have physically been working on someone for hours and hours on end. My physical being is going to be very tired. So keep that in mind. You want to make sure that you have enough energy and that you're not overworking yourself in the very beginning. And I know we all want to get our favorite clients in, but we need to make sure that we don't overwork ourselves. Because if you overwork yourself, you're going to be useless anyway, because you're going to end up just getting sick. Just the regular normal cold, right? Not even the extra stuff that's going on. So you want to make sure that you are taking care of you, because again, your clients are going to be real sad if you end up getting sick when you can go back to work. So make sure that you are prepared. You are mentally prepared. You're physically prepared for your new work days. That also means that you want to make sure that you're wearing comfortable shoes, things like that. I know we're all really excited to maybe put makeup on, or maybe you're not. Either way, or wear something other than a pair of sweatpants. But you want to make sure that you wear your really comfortable shoes, especially the first week or two that you're back at work. So we also know that there's different levels of clean, right? So again, this is all just kind of regurgitated information that we all already know, but this might be something that you also want to translate to your clients so they understand where you're at in that level of clean. So cleaning is what we generally just do in our homes, right? We remove surface dirt, we wipe things down with whatever your idea of great home care products are, right? Sanitizing, you're reducing certain germs and kills bacteria. Disinfecting is where we're at, and it's whatever you're using is supposed to kill 100% of whatever's on that label. So Rejuvenate is a great product. You'll see the products that we do carry. There's a lot of really great cleaning, disinfecting products out there. So that's where we're at. And then sterilizing, it destroys all the microscopic life. So if you want to sanitize or sterilize your implements, if you want to start doing that, that's great. There's great ways to do that. Or if you want to live in the disinfecting, right? Disinfecting is good. It's good enough for us. It's always kept us very clean. So again, if you're only in the sanitizing station or area, depending on your state, maybe you want to move into that disinfecting. When I first got my license, and I was telling this to my husband the other day, and he was very confused. When I first got my license in Massachusetts 21 years ago, the only thing we actually used was alcohol to clean all of our implements out. And when I moved back to California, and we have quats, and I was like, wow, this is different. And I was like, I would have failed state board if I tried to come back and just take the test, because just the sanitation, which is the most important part, is way, way more intense in California than it was in Massachusetts. So I don't know if it's the same still. So if you're like, oh, maybe I need to clean a little bit more, maybe my state doesn't ask me to do so, but maybe again, I need to bump that up. But this might be something that you want to explain to your clients. So again, they understand where it lies in your office as to the cleanliness, right? And again, you want to send them links to the products that you use so that the product descriptions are there so they know the types of things that you're using. So this is some of the protective equipment and gear that we have at Alexander's. So the Citrus 2 is actually a pretty cool disinfectant. We have gloves, we have masks, we have your ultrasonic quats there, the invisible glove, which we all know is my favorite thing on this planet. And we are getting the face shields in, which will be really great for everyone to have too, because if you feel like the mask is a little too, or if you want to wear it with your mask, or if you want to wear goggles, and because and I would put it on for you today, but it's all in the house. I have goggles and a mask, which I have a fun picture of us having a meeting with that on my face. So if you want to have extra gear, it's a great idea to have it, because you just never know when you're going to need it. So these are some of the things that we do offer. The invisible gloves, again, going back to that because we know I love it. It comes in that retail size. So this is what it looks like. It's the 4 ounce. It's great. What I've actually done is put it in even smaller bottles, so that way I can spread it out, so I can have it everywhere. I can have it in the car. I can have it in all the cars. I can have it in the bathroom if I want it in the bathroom. I have it in my purse. I'm smaller, so I can carry it if I'm going for a walk. I can carry it in my pocket. So things like that. You can have, you can spread it out a little more that way. And those are great suggestions for your clients. So if they buy the 4 ounce bottle of the invisible glove, you can either sell them little spray bottles or squirt bottles or something that they can transfer it into, so that again, they can spread the love. So I decided to put a home care protocol just within here. So again, you have 3 different protocols for in-room treatments, and you have 3 protocols for your home care if they still need home care facial types of things. And I threw the home care up here just because I'm a little sad that I can't go back to work yet and do the in-room treatments. So the one that I threw up here is, so it's stress anti-aging, right? You're still dealing with the core challenges that your clients are facing, right? I'm always going to be faced with pigment challenges, very frustrating. But I'm going to have stress skin with pigment. So you still want to be able to address their root challenge also. So for this particular anti-aging protocol, again, if you want to and you can, I'd change up a little bit of what you have them normally using. Again, maybe if you can make little travel kits with these other different items in there, just again to change it up from what they normally use at home. If you have access to do that, I would do that. So cleanse with the Hail and Hush Quiet Wash. I love the Quiet Wash. It is that cleanser that if I'm a little confused and I've never seen this client and there's so much going on, I don't really know, the Quiet Wash is the best way to start because it's great anti-inflammatory properties in there. It doesn't have a scent. It foams up very gently. It's great. Exfoliate with the Skin Script Raspberry Scrub. That is I just had a client text me yesterday about how much she loves it because it smells so great. Her skin is so great and smooth, and she's loving being able to use it at home. So what you can have them do, cleanse, throw on the exfoliant, the raspberry scrub, get in the shower if they wash their hair, trying to extend our hair color as long as possible, so I wash my hair even less. All of that, right? And then they can rinse that off when they're in the shower. When they get out, you can use toner if you'd like, and then a pump of the Soothe Essence serum. Again, the Soothe Essence serum is so great for anti-inflammatory properties. Again, when you're dealing with any kind of stress, it's all inflammation, right? It's all going to be inflamed. And it's not even necessarily topical irritation. We're really talking about deeper layers under the skin. All of that is going to be nice and toasty and inflamed from either lack of sleep, all of those things. So the Soothe Essence serum really going to help to hydrate the skin. It's got great hyaluronic acid in there, which we love. But again, so many anti-inflammatory ingredients in there as well. The C. Batana Ginkgo mask is great. You can leave that on for 15 minutes. It's a nice, still soothing mask. It's a retail item as well. So you can retail it to your client. And it's a nice cream-based mask, really going to hydrate the skin, but there's also some brightening aspects in that too. So ginkgo is going to help to plump, right? Anytime you're going to hydrate the skin, you're going to get some nice plumpness in there as well. So the ginkgo mask is great. They can put that on. leave it on 15 minutes or longer if they'd like. Remove with tepid water. So if you want to include little towelettes in there or something like that for your client for their home care protocols, absolutely, right? They might enjoy that too. Remove with tepid water, right? We don't want them using hot water. If it's appropriate, the Dr. Schwab, the rare retinol serum in there, it would be great as well if we need some other little exfoliants. And then finish off with the hydrating moisturizer by SkinScript. The SkinScript moisturizer is great. The hydrating is, again, there's anti-inflammatory properties in there, but it's not greasy on the skin. Most of your clients, they do like that glow, but again, they're at home, so they may not necessarily need all of the extra fanciness there. The hydrating moisturizer is beautiful moisturizer. It, again, going to sink right into the skin and really help to plump. When you're dealing with stress, it's all about inflammation and hydration. We need to pump it with water. We need to get that, we need to make sure that we're lessening the effects of the transepidermal water loss. If your client isn't ingesting enough water in the body and they're not putting it on topically, that is going to be a very large difference. So Hail and Hush is a great way to go with that. Again, SkinScript has the great moisturizers, and Save a Ton too, the botanical version, really great for anti-inflammatory. All right, so Wendy is going to pop back on here. Oh, I forgot to talk about these so cool that Farhana makes. These little, I don't know what they're called, and you can put your phone up to it and it brings you right to our website. Super cool. We'll love stuff like that. I'm going to leave it on this in a minute. Oh, she has more. I forgot about that. Look at that. I'm so good at this stuff, you guys. I'm so not good. I don't know about you, but I'm really excited about our SkinScript chat with Dave Wagner. I love him. He has such great information. I just like listening to him talk. So we've got him this week. We've also got another really cool webinar by C. Batana with Tammy again. She's going to be doing an aromatherapy facial. So this is going to go along with stress skin. So she has other wonderful protocols as well, and really go into the ambrosia line and the aromatherapy version, which again, there's a couple of really great things to mix together that we talked about yesterday. So I'm really excited for her to share that with you guys. Oops, got really excited. I'm gonna go back to the map there. And yeah, so let's get into the questions. There's bugs, guys. There's bugs.
All right, we have a question, and go ahead and there's a few questions in here, but you guys start asking away on some questions, and we're happy to stay on as long as we need to get through these questions. Sabrina has a question that she is having a hard time ordering supplies to keep me safe and clients safe. Everything is back ordered. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to answer that? You want me to answer that?
This is where you're gonna need to get a little creative. We are trying our best to, because Alexander's, there's things that I'm looking up that I'm like, hey, can we get some of our supplies from here if we're getting back ordered? So I know it is frustrating, and I am with you on that. We are trying to find alternatives and really trying to bump up what we have. I know, but
yeah,
you can go ahead and.
Let me do, I'm going to change over to presenter and show our website.
Yeah.
So people know, I know we showed a picture of it, but I want to show people where we can go to find those items. Let me see here if I can do that. Okay, so can you see my screen, Tiff?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So this is our website, alexanders-aesthetics.com. When you bring up our website, again, we have 2 locations. We're one company, we have 2 locations, we have 2 different warehouses. So that's why our inventory is kept separate so we can ship from the appropriate warehouse. So depending on where you are in the country, you're going to click on either side.
So let's say we are going to be serviced by the Colorado office. We're in Kansas. So we'll click on the state of Kansas and it will bring us up to the Colorado website. On our website, Farhana has put together a couple nice tools for you guys. The first one is retail products. These are all the products that we have available if you're making facial kits or you're selling retail during this time. These are all the products that we have available for retail. So that's a really nice link so you don't have to search in each category. And then I wanted to point out, this is where you would find all of our disinfectant PPE is the personal protective equipment and hand sanitizer. So these are the items that we currently carry. The items that we have in stock are the invisible glove, the tea tree prep, the Ultra Care disinfectant, which is on the EPA list. I'm going to throw out a couple links here in a minute. It is on the New York standards list for EPA disinfectants for COVID-19. This can be used to clean tools, but you can also mix it. It's a concentrate, so you can mix it, put it in a spray bottle, has to sit on your surface for 10 minutes in order to disinfect. We have a lot of that in stock. Citrus 2 right now we are out of. We're working really hard to get more of that in. The supply chain, as Sabrina mentioned, is very tight right now. We have gloves. We have, these are the disposable face shields are now available. And we also have disposable face masks, which are $50 to a box. So I just wanted to show you where this is. And like Tiffany said, we're in conversation right now with lots of different vendors about getting new things in based on the, we're kind of waiting for state boards to tell us what we need. And we would love also to hear from you guys what you are looking for and what's going to be important to you. So I hope that answers some of your questions. Sabrina, okay. Allison says, I love that you have a dance party. I do it too. That's awesome.
We did it this morning, my husband and I, when we were working out, and the dogs were very excited. So.
That's cute. Oops, my webcam went off somehow. Okay. Does Alexander's, this is from Allison also, does Alexander's have sterilizing equipment available? So I'm assuming you, Allison, you can respond back, but I was kind of texting Amy to find out if I knew what you meant. We're assuming you mean like an autoclave sterilizer. We don't carry that. We don't carry that kind of equipment. So if you're looking for something else, let us know.
If you're looking for stuff like that, we do know companies that have stuff. She does work with, so we can definitely still try to help you if you can't find what you're looking for and try to direct you to those that we do have contact with, but we don't sell equipment necessarily. But again, C and Wendy have, everyone loves them because they're just wonderful humans. So people do enjoy working with them. So if you're not sure where to get something, you can always call and ask, and C generally will be able to kind of help guide, like call these people here, they have great equipment, things like that. Because you still want to make sure that you're buying good stuff that's going to last you, right? Because I'm in that same boat with you. I was like, oh, I should probably just get like an autoclave or something just to, step up what I do in my office. So
yes, Thank you, Tiffany. That's spaced my mind for some reason. So thank you. Yes, we do. Are there minimum order requirements on your website?
No. Very adamant about the no. I don't like minimums. I think they're awful.
Yes.
So yeah, you can order ones and twosies. Don't forget too that we are drop shipping to clients as well. So if you have, the retail, we only will drop ship to retail items to your clients. So Retail, meaning like the protocols that I put on, everything I put for the home care, those are all things that are retailable to your client. So we can pack and drop ship it to your client. Just make the note on your order that you needed to go directly to your client, and they won't put the receipt in the box.
Yes, that's right. Now, am I still showing my screen, by the way, showing all the questions?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so
No,
let
you're
me,
just showing the website.
okay, so let me go back to the website really quick. The one thing that we do have, if you don't have an account, you do have to have an account set up on our website. You click on this My Account button, and you can create your free account here. We do verify everybody's license that comes through on our website. So you want to make sure you get you sign up for an account, because we only sell to licensed estheticians and cosmetologists. So the other thing I wanted to point out is my webcam keeps dropping off. Let me come back on. The other thing I wanted to point out is usually our shipping minimum for free shipping is usually over $200. And during this closed time, we have dropped that to $100. So anything over $100 is free shipping. SkinScript is free shipping over $15 if it's just SkinScript only. So keep posted. We're trying to do as much as we can to support you guys during this time. All righty. So Michelle St. Pierre has a question. If you're not working on a client's face, would you recommend them wearing a mask, or is there anything you would ask the client to do to protect you and them?
I mean, that's going to really be a personal preference, and it's probably going to depend on per client. So for me, it would depend on which client I'm seeing. I have, and honestly, I base a lot of things off of one particular client right now, because she has cancer. She's had it for 2 years. She has lung cancer. It has moved to her brain. So now she has to do some radiation. She's had a couple treatments in the last week. And yes, I would make sure that I legitimately had every part of my being covered. And I would have her wear a mask if we're not doing a facial that day. If we are doing a facial, I would make sure that I'm very covered. I would also make sure that it's a day where none of my other coworkers are coming in. So I'd only work on her on like a Sunday, either early morning or evening, to, again, when I know no one else is coming in the office. If you're doing leg waxes and things like that, then maybe you only have to wear the mask. And if you want to wear the face shield as well, which is what I would do, have them wear a mask too. It may also just, again, depend on if they've had a basic cold, or I think we need to get a little stricter on our clients in general, because how many people come in and they're like, I was sick last week, but I'm not contagious anymore. And you're like, but are you? Like, are you not really? Right? And they're right. Like, Amy's laughing because she knows I'm right. Like, right? Your clients want to come see you. So you probably want to get a little stricter on making sure that they haven't been sick at all with anything in the last week or two before they come in to see you. And then again, it would be your comfort level based on that client if you would like them to have a mask on while you're working. Because maybe the face shield is starting to bother you and you only want to wear a mask, or shoot, you are exhausted of wearing the mask too, something like that. So I would base that client by client. But again, if you're cleaning everything in between, you might be all right. But that's going to be kind of a tough call, I think.
Amy, do you have anything to add to that, or?
Well, kind of, because you bring up a good point, Tiffany, in the virtual consultation. Don't you think that we should be asking even those questions before we book those appointments, so that we know in advance? Because people are going to want to get in no matter what. I don't know where that feedback's coming from, but that we should be asking, the consultation questions, and I believe they include, at least mine do, what type of, have you been sick in the last 30 days, or, those types of things. So I think it's okay to implement that those types of steps to protect ourselves as well before we book appointments,
definitely.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. Michelle, I hope that answered your question. Carrie has a question. So she said she can't find masks. So we do have masks. They're going to be available by the end of this week. They are on their way. We don't like to put up on our website until we actually get tracking info from the vendor because the way this supply chain is, but they are actually, we know that they are en route. So we will have them by the end of this week. Carrie is also wondering if, as a professional, would it be responsible to supply clients with masks at our new sanitation station? I guess we covered.
I think it's funny that you asked that question because my husband and I were having this conversation yesterday when I was playing around with the invisible glove and actually our tea tree prep, which again, I was going to put in small bottles to give to my brother-in-law. And my husband was like, well, do you want to order more of those and then sell those to your clients as well? And I was like, all right, I only have so much space, right? And there's only so many things I want to have in my office. So you may want to have extra masks on hand, but don't forget that will be another added expense. Our expenses are going to have gone up based on a lot of these cleaning things, right? My friend who's a hairstylist was saying she needs to have a new smock on for every client. And she's like, so I just bought, 10 more smocks. So that way I could change mine out, her physical smock, right? Obviously your client should have a new one. But that's a bigger expense now, right? So it's not a bad idea to have extra, but you want to be careful that you're also not the supply chain for your clients. Because again, that's just going to be a bigger expense for us. Yeah.
Yes.
That's my thought.
Yeah.
And to be honest, what you could do is if you found cool cloth masks that you like in that email, we do expect that you're going to have a mask on walking into our office. Here's a link for some masks that you may be able to purchase. That may be how you help your client be prepared prior to coming in.
Right. Great. Okay, Felice has a question. Do you think it's okay to use paper on our beds so we don't have to change sheets every time we see a client?
No, I don't think it's okay. I know someone who does that now, and I've never thought that was a very clean route. I hate laundry. I legitimately despise doing laundry. But I think to be the clean, unless you have, I will take that back. But again, you're still going to have the expense. We carry some really cool drape sheets that will cover your whole thing, but I don't think your client really wants to lay on paper either, right? So if you, unless it's a waxing client, right? Which again, you would be changing that out. You still want to create a warm, comforting atmosphere. So to have paper down wouldn't be, and the paper, honestly, I'm thinking of is wax paper, which I hate. It might not be that as enjoyable for them. The drape sheets that we carry are less papery, but I would just change your sheets out. But if you don't have a lot of sheets, so again, this is another expense if you have to buy more sheets. But what we should be doing is probably creating more time in between our clients as well. I always had a 15-minute gap in between clients. I'm going to make it 30, which means I will be seeing less people in the day, which means that I'll only be able to get through like 4 facials, which means I only have 4 sets of sheets that I would need, right? So if you adjust your schedule also accordingly, because again, don't overwork yourself. We are horrible people at that habit of taking 85 people, especially the moment that we can open our doors. If you limit how many facials you do in a day, that will limit, if you only have 4 sheets, you only can do 4 facials that day. something like that. But I would say to definitely still change your sheets in between, unless every inch of that sheet has been covered and not touched by the previous client.
Okay.
What do you think, Amy? Yeah.
I absolutely agree, but I'm a sheet person. I change the sheets after every appointment, and I
Okay.
hate those
Yeah.
too, but that's just what I would want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. There's a couple questions about the website, so I'm going to share my screen again. The first question was, the California office shows that we are out of masks. So I just want to show here, there's two different types. We are out of these. We can't seem to get those in, but we found another vendor to supply us with 3-ply disposable ear loop face masks, which are here. Like I said, they're coming in, they're on their way. They will be in by the end of the week. They are en route in shipping. So these are the ones that you're going to want to come back to maybe tomorrow or the next day, and we'll have those back up. So I just want to make sure you saw that. We do have some coming in. And then somebody else asked about creating an account online. They want to create a new account. It's super easy. It's not hard. You click on my account and you just click on create your free account here, and you just fill out all your information with your aesthetic license number, and we'll verify it. We try to do it the same day, but we are asking people to just give us 24 hours, but we try to be as quick as possible. So those are a couple pointers on the website. Okay, so that's 2 questions. If you guys have any other questions about that, let me know. All right, this is from Felice. What are your thoughts about using a disinfecting fog machine to sanitize the salon?
I haven't heard of that. It sounds cool. Is it like one of the bombs that go off when you're with termites and stuff? Because I feel like that's real clean. I mean, as long as it cleans it, I think it sounds cool. I haven't seen that though.
I'll have to Google
I will
it.
look it up though, because if that's right, if you can do that, because if it's a thing that works, I'm so in and getting one.
Yeah,
you just bomb it every night. It's awesome.
yeah, right. Good question.
And having your dance party. Wow, it's foggy.
Right? I'll stand in it too. I'll stand in the middle of it, so then I too am and sanitize. I like that idea actually. Yeah, if that's a thing, do it. That sounds cool.
Yes. All right. Melissa is asking, will you be going to all Disposable Tools, getting rid of brushes? I was thinking of using hands or cut sponges so I can throw them away. Seems like it's going to add up really quickly.
I personally don't use brushes a lot in my office anyway. I've always worn gloves actually, so I'm very used to wearing gloves during all of my treatments. So even for facials, I apply when I can. I apply everything with my hands, unless it's a mask that like a rubbery mask that I need to apply with a spatula. But those tools you can clean, and you can clean them efficiently. So I don't think that you need to go to disposable that way personally, unless you want to, because you're already going to have a lot more waste with the face masks and the gloves and that kind of stuff. Yeah, no, I think that as long as you sanitize them, disinfect them, or sterilize your implements, you're fine still using your brushes and all of that kind of stuff, I think. Yeah.
Okay, great. Good question. Thank you. Sabrina has a question. At this time, I'm thinking of not using the facial steamer. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, you don't have to. Some of my clients love it and they'd be really mad at me if I didn't use it. But I tend to do what I want anyway. But I don't think steam is, Amy laughs at me a lot because I like to be really adamant about something. I don't think you don't need to use it. I don't think that's going to create any extra anything in your room necessarily. Because again, if you're wiping everything down after, I don't think that you need to worry about the seam, but you technically don't need it for most of for the enzymes and things that we carry. You don't need it. So if you feel like it's an extra machine that you don't feel like wiping down, I think you're fine without it. I mean, I worked for years without a steamer, so I don't think that's I don't think you're missing anything if you don't have one. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, lots of questions. This is great. Sabrina is wondering if we have disposable aprons. So as of now, we do not, but like I said, we are compiling a list and working with a vendor to get lots of different things in that are on different lists across the country of things that estheticians need. So we will add that to the list and keep going back to that area on the website that we told you about. And as things get added, we'll also be sending out emails. We're going to continue to keep our PPE stuff updated. I have a feeling it's going to be a growing part of our website as things start opening up and we start learning more.
But a question for that would be, would you like a disposable apron or the gown? You know, the gown that covers your arms.
Right.
Because I don't think that an apron is necessary when you can have the gown. You know, then it covers everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, you let me know, because the gowns are easier to get than a disposable apron right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True. Okay.
I thought I'd throw it out there with our audience. So.
Yeah, no, it's great. I wrote them both down.
It's things to think about, right? Like, I didn't think about that, to be honest with you. That's a great idea. Mm-hmm.
Yep, for sure. Michelle has a follow-up question from the table paper discussion. She says, for waxing, would you still use the mat and disinfect it or just use paper?
No, I would still use the mat. What I've always done on my mat is I spray it down with the Cavicide spray, and then I fold it in half. And because I've always allowed enough time in between clients, it sits on there it sits wet for 10 minutes or 15, depending on how long of a gap I have. So then I wipe it down. So that is clean in my world. That is definitely clean enough. And I wipe it down with a Cavicide wipe, and then I dry it off. So it's soaked for the good 10 minutes. But if you feel like putting paper over it, I wouldn't argue with you by any means either. I mean, you might to have another level of just separation. I don't think that's a bad idea. But I definitely think if you've always been good about cleaning it down, the way that you would clean it and what you're cleaning it off with should be that disinfecting solution that kills 100% of what's on that label. So I think you should be safe enough there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All righty. Thank you. Sabrina has another question. I love my blue wax mat and easy to wipe down and clean. Sorry, I can't remember the name of it. Yes, that is the
Final wax pad.
Final waxing pad that we have on our website. We are hoping to get more in soon. That is one item that the vendors actually closed down in the area. They had to close down their business, so they are not shipping at the moment. So once they open back up, we will hopefully be getting more of those in. All right, I think that is. Go ahead.
You can also do just a side thought. If you wanted to, if you had 2 vinyl wax pads, you could spray one down, fold it up, lay the new one out, let that one sit longer if you want to, and then, switch it out that way per client. That way one's really sat and been soaked for a longer period of time. If that is more comfortable for you, then, you kind of switch back and forth between the 2 pads throughout the day instead of having to buy paper also.
Okay. Great. Well, that wraps up the questions for today. So thank you
Great.
everybody for joining us. We are kind of wrapping up our webinar series. We have 2 more this week and 2 next week. You can visit our website. Another thing that I want to point out, I know I keep going back to our website, but I think it's helpful to show under classes. I just clicked on this link here. These are all of our recorded webinars that we did during this period. So if the one from today will be back up here probably towards the end of the day or tomorrow. These are the other webinars we have coming up. And again, these are the recorded ones. So if you want to go back and view any of the other ones that we've had before, then feel free to just go to our website. And if you have any questions, please always reach out to us, and we are happy to answer anything.
We are here to help you, so don't forget. So there's so many other great, again, iSpa came out with a phenomenal protocol that you can plug your items into.
Let me put that up.
Skin Inc. has some really great articles. The Day Spa magazine does as well. Yeah, so that just.
Let me show. I put up the link on our website, and or on the GoToWebinar. Hopefully you guys saw that. This is the iSpa. Let me show it on my computer. The iSpa reopening toolkit that we just sent you a link to. The other thing that we've been referring to a lot is the products registered in New York for use against COVID-19. I'll send this link as well. This is a PDF of all the products that are like it says, registered to be used for COVID-19. So we can, you have that as a resource as well. But let me throw up that link so you can look and see if you have some disinfectants in, which ones are best. All right.
Don't forget, this is going to be like a continuing process of things that we are all going to have to kind of adjust and figure out almost day by day, right? So if I'm locked down for another month, you guys can let me know what you're getting to do, and I'll live vicariously through you.
Yes. And for those of you in Colorado, I'm getting some texts that there's information coming out from Dora as we are speaking. So make sure to check on Colorado Bestheticians or the Dora website, CDC. So hopefully soon we'll get all the information that we need. All right, everyone. So nice to have you on, and we hope to see you in another one. And reach out to us if you have any questions, and hope you found this helpful, and best of luck to everyone in the reopening.
Bye, guys.
Ciao.